What do you really need? Somebody tell me, what do you really need to succeed on the internet? Like in our business, what do we really need to make money? What do we need? Everybody knows, right? Everybody knows. Read, Mark. Okay. What's up, Jim Grant? How are you, my man? What's the trigger to change your mindset? Really, really important. Mark, I'm gonna talk about that in just a moment here. I have been doing that lately. Okay, has beautiful houses. Okay, so when I started to drive around, this is what I did. Actually, that's what I did. It's crazy, right? I'm a kid, like young, you know. Who am I? No family background. I mean, who am I to be to be looking at the things that are, just totally, completely out of my reach at the time, right? But I would go and just literally just like drive around, and I would look at all that stuff, not with like, with an attitude. This is important. Not with an attitude of like envy, right? But with an attitude of just think about the possibility. And this is when you read that book, You Were Born Rich. It will, it will benefit. It goes together really, really well with what I'm talking about. Because if somebody can be successful, okay, if one person in your town can be successful, that person, you gotta realize, they're no different. On a human level, they're no different than you, than me, than anybody else in your town. Okay, we're all the same. Okay, step out. You need a system. Somebody says you need a system, knowledge that you can improve. Systems work, people fail, right? You need a system. You need a system. Okay, let's break it down though. Okay, here's where a lot of people fail because some of you guys are saying systems, and that's part of it. Positive attitude. Yep, that's good. Let's get this. Let's get Chris Gallagher. Vic, thanks to Paul for my first money. Awesome, man. Congratulations, Chris. Okay, here's the bottom line, you guys. People overcomplicate success. You agree or not? Right? People overcomplicate success. What is a system? Tell me, what is a system? What's a system consist of? Okay. A lot of times we're talking about things we don't even understand what we're talking about, right? Let's break it down to the ridiculous here. What do you need? You need three things. Simple. You need three things to succeed on the internet. You need three things to succeed in any type of business generally, okay? But especially in our kind of business. Number one is if you want to make money, there's got to be an exchange. There's got to be an exchange, okay? You need a product. Simple. Okay? You need a product. Not a rocket science, not complicated. Everybody gets it. I need a product in order for me to make money. Very, very simple, right? What most people don't understand, okay, and this is where gimmicky stuff comes into the picture, and this is when I see this kind of stuff, okay, I'm going to give you guys renew your mind, okay, that's important. William, that's, renew your mind, that's awesome, but what does it mean, bro? What does renew your mind mean? What does it, how do you, you can't take your mind out and just put a new one, what does that mean? Okay, what does it mean, renew your mind? Positive. Provide more service, okay? Yeah, provide more service. Your why, important. At the end of the day, in order for me to get a result, I need to sell you this pen. You give me your money, right? I need to sell you this mouse. You give me your money. I need to sell you whatever product I'm selling to you. You need to give me the money, right? So there's got to be an exchange of a product or service on some level, okay? Here is where the gimmicky versus stability comes into the picture. We're gonna come back full circle, and it's gonna make sense to you, okay? Number one is product. Number two, I'm just going to list them out, okay? If I have a product, I need to understand how to market the product, right? Marketing. Number three, this is where big time long term comes into the picture, okay? Is I need to build a tribe, okay? Tribe. The three things that I need in order for me to make money, period, okay, long term. Now, here is a difference, okay, here's a difference. Sometimes, okay, sometimes when we get started, okay, this part, we don't even pay attention to this, although this is the most important part, okay? Sometimes we think that marketing can be substituted with a system. That's great thinking, okay? But sometimes most people are focusing only on marketing, okay? Sometimes most people are focusing only on marketing. This is what happens here, okay? These guys that live in, let's call them poor, okay? And this, by the way, is a mindset, okay? And these folks are rich. By the way, how many of you guys how many of you guys here want to be rich? Like rich online, right? When I'm talking about rich, I'm talking about being able to create income just like that, right? Like, yeah, you can make money. Like you know that that because you did certain things, okay? This is a timeline right here, okay? You did certain things that got you over that tipping point, and you're going like this, okay? Your start will be similar to this, okay? Probably like this. And then you will reach a point, there's gonna be a point to where you will go, it's like a hockey stick, hockey stick kind of growth, okay? Engine. Tribe, demand market, okay? Now, I'll tell you what I do, okay? I'll tell you what I do, and I'll tell you how I capitalize on I'll tell you the straight up truth, you guys, okay? You ready for it? These guys right here, they always get burned, always, okay? Always get burned, okay? It happened to me. I'm no exception from this because I was in that boat, okay? And I watch a lot of people over the years, now more than ever before, in as long as I remember over the last, since 2005, okay? Now more than ever, okay? Who doesn't? Right, these guys get burned, okay? Why? Because these guys only focus on one piece, which a lot of this is marketing, and it's not even marketing that they take the time to learn. A lot of this is marketing done by somebody else that they have no control. It's called, it's just gimmicks. Okay, give you an example. Okay, this guy sees an ad. Okay, sees an ad. Hey, Mike, 5K. Okay, this is the next $1 million opportunity. This is the next ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Okay, and what he is doing is he is all over the place, all over. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, nothing wrong with it. But in order for you to go from here to here, see, these guys are always going circles and circles and circles. Okay, they never, is because everything is done around marketing. It's pure emotional. It's like I've never done drugs ever in my life, ever. Never smoked in my life ever. I don't really know what, but I mean I know some people that did, right? And they talk about it. It's, I don't know actually how many of you guys are have been there, right? And you would know what I'm talking about. Maybe you can tell me, okay? But I can tell you this. Maybe it's similar to like, a 5-hour energy or something like that, right? To where you get a shot of like a boost and then you tank. Maybe it's like a sugar high. Maybe it's just like, you know what I mean? So in their mind, it's a very dangerous zone because most of these guys that are engaging in this kind of stuff, they don't even understand, to them, it's a normal thing, okay? Okay? It's gimmicky stuff, it's just pure emotion, okay? And people that are selling that to them, okay, they are typically over here, okay? They're selling to these guys, and these guys never get through there because these guys are using this person's marketing, okay? Maybe even marketing message, and they're always dependent on that guy, but that guy keeps them here. Okay? Now let me tell you what's good about that. The good thing about that is you can potentially get yourself, that 5-hour energy rush, right? That might last you, for a month, maybe 2. Okay? Never have a drug either. Rick Fron, that's cool, man. Okay? These guys are addicted. They are addicted to failing. They're addicted to being a victim. and they don't even know it. And it's a tough pill to swallow, and most people, most of you guys here that are watching this, 352 of you here watching this live on the live, on the live channel. I actually wonder how many of you guys will actually really, really understand what this means, okay? You don't care. Tell me how this sits with you. You really could care less about what the product is. You really could care less about, dude, forget about building a tribe. Dude, that's not even a thing that you focus on. This is like going to college, going to school. It's like who needs that? That's like reading a book. Dude, like who needs that, right? It's like it's one of those things that you don't want to do, right? You want to do you want to focus on the candy wrap, the shiny stuff, right? Here's what happens. Over the years, I see this happening over and over. I was there myself. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you that I wasn't here, but I was there. Okay, you need to understand how to go from here to here, and how you go from here to here is start out, okay, with the right thing. So number one for me is product. Now, when I'm looking for product, okay, it's okay to use somebody else's system. That's fine. Okay, but I want to make sure that as I'm starting out from step number one, I'm already looking. Okay, I'm already looking at what's gonna happen here. Okay, because what I promote, the product I promote, is there longevity in there? Is there stability? Is there, like, what I'm doing? If I bring in, if this is my marketing, okay, if this is my marketing pool right here, okay, and I bring in 500 people, okay, or I bring 5 people, or I bring 5,000 people. It doesn't matter how many people I bring here into my marketing pool. Okay, that's talking about this great product where I'm making money here. Okay, that's a great concept. Okay, and I'm just focusing on this. And I've seen this happen over and over again. I'm going to give you guys a warning, and I'm going to talk about the big picture. It doesn't matter. This can be applied to most of the companies that's out there. And the reason for that is because most people, you go into your city, the neighborhood of rich people are they're not huge. Okay, most people are middle, lower class to poor, just living there, okay? The good news is we can break through. We really can. What I want to do, right, that really helped me, and I don't care what you do with this information. You can take this, you can ignore it, you can whatever. Like it doesn't, like, I'm not trying to sell you anything here at all. I'm just conveying to you the reality of what I see. You make your conclusions, you make your decision at the end of the day, right? But here's the thing. If you operate only based on emotion and you don't understand the big picture, the big game, what you're playing, right? You're always focusing on marketing gimmicks, okay? Always responding to headlines, okay? For example, who wants to get commissions paid out to you every 20 minutes, nonstop, and you don't have to do none of the work, okay? Of course, who doesn't, right? It's gimmicky marketing, right? Now, here's the reality. Right? You get 500 people there, including yourself, okay? And then, because this whole concept is based on marketing, there is really no product, there is really no exchange of product, right? And there is nothing. It's just pure emotion and making money on emotion, okay? There comes a day, and this happens it's a cycle, it happens over and over and over again. There comes a day to where, okay, or these guys coming over here, okay, and they're doing this, bam, bam, okay, and then all these guys that were pulled into this pool right here, they just found themselves left out in the street. Happens every time, unless there is at least 2 of these things are present, okay, a solid product. Okay, solid product. Now, here's the cool thing, is we can, okay, here's how I do this, okay. We can build this in a way, okay. Tell me, what do you, have you ever taken this exercise? Project yourself, okay, even if you're just getting started on the internet, okay, project yourself another, let's say a year from now, okay, 1 year from now, and then project yourself 5 years from now. Because here's the thing, the time will go by no matter what. 1 year is going to go by, no matter what. And then 5 years will go by no matter what. Whether you're here, whether you're somewhere else, whether you're doing 10 other things in the meantime, right? Or have been through 10 other things in the meantime, the time will go by, will pass by no matter what. Project yourself a year and then 5 years from now, right? Do you see yourself working your tail off, running around the clock, chasing the next thing, right? Or do you see yourself being stabled, okay? Here's the thing. I want to see myself stabled, right? I want to see myself being on a stable ground. So my vision is as my step number one here, okay? Whatever product, whatever landing page I'm promoting, okay, that leads to a product, okay, that leads to a sale, okay? And this customer right here, my vision is how can I build my business? How can I build my world? First of all, is understanding how that process works, and it's not complicated at all. How do I build my business so that these guys can become this right here? Okay? So then the more of them I have, okay, I'm building myself foundation for this. Well, foundation for future. Okay, this is really what I'm trying to do here. Okay, again, this is not and we're going to get into the details here in just a minute here. Okay, so what am I looking for in the product? Okay, well, what I'm looking for in a product is first and foremost, you guys, I'm going to give you a big warning. You do whatever you want with it. There's going to be a lot of people who will get burned over the next 6 months. A lot of people who will get burned. A lot of people, okay? Here's why. Because I get pitched. This is a lot of, maybe heck, a lot of you guys are right here hitting me up on Facebook. Okay. They're like, hey, Vic, take a look at this. Hey, Vic, take a look at this. Heck, even people from my office, man. Some of them, right? Hey, take a look at this. Here, take a look at this. And when I look at what is happening a lot out there, I say, you know what? A lot of people get burned because a lot of the hype that we're seeing out there is based on marketing emotion, okay? The product that I'm looking for is what is the need that I can fill in a marketplace that's growing. It's very, very simple. What's the need that I can fill in a marketplace that's growing, right? And how can I fill that need in exchange for money? Very simple, okay? It does a few things for me. Okay, this is my product research, very basic. It does a couple things for me. I don't have to worry about long-term or longevity of that thing and I don't have to worry about going to bed, thinking, oh my goodness, is this thing what I'm doing? If the message that I'm promoted tonight or that email I want to send out tomorrow, I hope that, some of the regulatory agencies don't find out because maybe my country is not approved or maybe my this or that or maybe there is, you know what I mean? Like we know what's right. We all know, right? Intuitive. So that's my basic research for the product. There's got to be a product, and obviously there's later you can expand it into the okay, if this is a product, can be your product, can be somebody else's product. I recommend starting out with somebody else's product. Okay, but I'm always looking at the long term. Okay, what is the need that the product will fill? Okay, what's that big giant void in which industry that the product is going to build? And these people that will be getting into the product, right? That will become my tribe one day. Simple stuff, you guys. Okay, but I'll tell you something else. Now my marketing. Okay, then I go into the marketing and I want to create systems promoting this product. Systems is very, very simple. Okay, if you're in the 4%, you probably heard me talk about this a million times. I'm going to have me a landing page. I'm going to build me a list. Okay, I'm going to have some sort of an automated presentation that I can take myself out of the picture. Okay, it used to be a long form sales letters. Right now are starting to work really effectively as well. But it can be a video, right? It can be series of videos. It can be a webinar. So basically, this is pretty much what the system is. A lot of people overcome it's like system. What is a system? Well, it's in a nutshell, on a very basic level, that's what the system is. Okay, if I can make myself stand out, okay, and then I present. This is designed to build desire. Okay, and then I sell a product. Okay, and I get a customer. That's pretty much it. Okay, that's pretty much it. This customer right here. If I can capture that customer, if you can capture that customer for whatever you're doing, you can still see that, yeah? If you can capture this customer, this is called your customers list, and this is your prospects list. The system is very basic. Very few people will become customers, okay? A lot more people will become your prospects when they opt in. You want to control both. You want to have this and you want to have this, okay? Both of these guys will go into separate lists. Prospect, okay? You can send out emails to them, and this is your customer. Okay? Your customer list. Now, either one of these, okay, I'm going to, you can see that, yeah? Okay, so this is the system that a lot of people confuse, overwhelm themselves with. Okay, so there's a couple things, okay? I need to understand, okay? I need to understand this. I need to understand the big picture. So what am I building towards, okay? If I capture these guys right here, okay? If I capture these guys right here, I need to understand, and these are people, right? These are people. This is very, very basic, fundamental stuff, but so many people overcomplicate it, and so they're just going circles and circles. They're trying to get more people into their list, but they're neglecting one little thing, which is understanding how people tick, what these guys really want, and they don't, like, see what I'm saying? So they're going out focusing on trying to get more people into the deal and neglecting the people that are here, okay? So if you were to like rate your people that are coming into your world, and this becomes your world right here, okay? Let me get me a different marker. Okay, you're building, through this, you're building your world, okay? This becomes your world right here, okay, in red. This is your world. And this can become your tribe, that the house you want, okay? If you currently live in kind of a mediocre, whatever, maybe poor neighborhood, well, it doesn't matter, and you want to move up, right? That house you want, that car you want, that vacation you want, right? That where you want to travel, whatever, it doesn't matter. The lifestyle you want, understand, it's going to come from these guys right here, okay? Now, don't feel bad about it, because if you, okay, right here, if you're starting out going with this, okay, whatever your intention is, if your intention is to build yourself a stable business right here, while making money now and making money in the future, okay, what you need to understand is you need to understand some key things that will be, let's see, where do I draw this, man? Okay, I'm going to erase this. There's 3 things I need to focus on, okay? I'm going to recommend to you guys some stuff, okay? I'm going to recommend to you some stuff. Number 1, attract. Okay. Number 2, capture. Number 3, communicate. Okay. Simple. Okay. These are the 3 things that will make you a millionaire if you want to. How to attract people over here. Okay. How to get people over here. Capture is, what do you do on this page here, which is your landing page, okay? Really understand what do you do on this landing page, okay? That will get more of this list right here, your prospects list, that will go here. Simple, not a rocket science, it's not, but this will change your game. And then how to communicate to these guys, okay? Whether it's through a system like this, or whether it's through emails that send them to a system like this, okay? How to communicate to them so that naturally they buy. And buying should not be it should never be your focus. It should never be like your, oh my goodness, let me just get him to buy. Let me get him to buy. And imagine if somebody, were approached you with an attitude of like, I want to make you buy. I want to make you buy stuff, right? You don't feel good about that person, right? And here's the thing that I'm going to tell you guys. It's huge. It changed my business big time. Intention and emotion is the biggest communicator. It's more than words, okay? When you write an email, you're being very, very desperate when you write that email. You're like, I hope I make 20 bucks. I hope I make, I hope I get this thing. I hope I get that guy. Why is it not converting? Why is it not converting for me? Oh my goodness. And you start posting on Facebook, oh my goodness, it's not converting for me yet, right? So what you're doing is you're subconsciously communicating, you're putting out like stuff that I can explain. I don't really care about explaining that, but it's real, okay? You're communicating resistance, okay? Conversions should not be a forced thing. It should be a default byproduct of something that happens over here. And you gotta understand one thing, okay? Most people will tell you no. Okay, most of these guys initially will tell you no. It's why? Because, dude, we get conditioned to say no all the time, right? You're being told no all over and over again. We tell people, we say no over and over again. I mean, it's just the world we live in. That's okay. You gotta understand that, right? Most people will tell you no. Maybe, a very, very small percentage of these guys will say, yep, I want to do, I want to get that. Okay, a lot of these guys don't even trust themselves that they can change. A lot of these guys don't have the what's the best way to put it? A lot of them don't have the faith in themselves, let alone you, right, to be for some sort of an improvement. So if I'm selling a product that's for the improvement, if I want to teach this guy right here, okay, if I want to teach this guy how to build a successful business on the internet, right, and he's been in that poor environment, in that poor neighborhood, okay, do you think that he will be receptive to my idea right from the get-go? Not really, okay, not really. So, but however, I can indoctrinate him, okay, through this process right here, okay? I can indoctrinate him through this process so that he understands, right, the polarity. He understands the contrast between, maybe the world he was in and a better world that could be his. Does that make sense? Or am I confusing you guys here? How long do your e-com emails last, and when should they start? Okay, Ken, I'll do a Q&A here in a moment, you guys. Okay, understand this. So, what are my skills here? Okay, so here's the thing. Here's where most marketers fail, you guys. They don't invest in the most important. They don't make the most important investment that you can ever make or ever find anywhere, which is what? Right here. So here you are trying to elevate yourself from this, metaphorically speaking, poor neighborhood to this rich neighborhood, and you don't take the time to really understand how to do it, right? So if I want to move these guys, understanding the model, understanding that the system is really simple, right? My thing is understanding how do I attract these guys right here, okay? How do I attract them, which is traffic, okay? And traffic is easier than, let's save that for just a few moments from now, okay? I want to focus on a couple of things. Capture, okay? Capture and communicate. These two things, traffic is never your problem, okay? Traffic is never, even though people think that traffic is their problem, it's not. Capture and communicate, okay? If I can communicate, if I can understand a few things. Number one, understand what makes people tick, okay? Read How to Win Friends and Influence People. Read that book every quarter. That's what my $2 million a month mentor told me when I was a kid. It changed the way I was looking at just dealing with people, okay? It's not like, okay, you're gonna learn how to manipulate people. No, not like that, okay? Most people don't understand themselves, okay? If I can understand myself, if I can influence myself, right, I can influence others to do things that would be good for them. And that's really the name of the game here, okay? However, I can apply that kind of stuff for both good and bad, can't I? So if I influence these guys, okay, that's what happens a lot in this industry, okay? A guy at the top with a system, okay? He will tell you, okay, here's what you need to do. Here's just get people in, man. Just sponsor people in. And that's like, I'm gonna hold my tongue here for a moment, but I'm gonna warn you guys, okay? When you hear things like don't learn, you don't need to build, you just need to sponsor people in. Everything else is done for you. Run away as fast as you can for a couple of reasons. Number one, for your sake. Number two, for people that you will bring in, quote unquote, sponsor into the thing, because if they will do what you did and you never took the time to learn and really understand for yourself, if you don't know what you're doing, if all you're doing is just focusing on jamming somebody else's landing page with traffic, right? And you don't understand the game, guess what? Those people will do what you did. Their people will do what you did. Their people will do what you did, right? It expands, grows like cancer, and everybody else, everybody in the process is being set up to fail. 100%. A, you're not capturing the leads. B, you're not communicating. C, in most cases, you don't even have the product to promote. Okay? D, you don't even understand the game you're playing. C, everybody's in the same boat, and when the ship sinks, thousands and hundreds of thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of people sink with it. Truth. Okay? So what's the way out? Well, the way out is really simple. Educate yourself. Take the time to educate yourself, right? So here's the thing. What I would learn is I would learn things like, really, again, that book would be a good start for you to really go pick it up. 11 bucks. I don't even know how much that is. 11 bucks, maybe $7. It's a classic. How to influence friends, how to win friends and influence people, right? Number two, what I would do is I would do this. Okay, I would focus on building tons of capture pages. Become the master of capture. Right here. Okay? Become the master of this. This is your doorway to your empire. The product that you're promoting is really irrelevant as long as it's solid and it's not set to, it's not just there to set this guy up for fail one day. Okay? And there's going to be a lot of people, I'm telling you guys, you will reflect back on this message I'm telling you right now, 6 months to a year from now, there's going to be so many of these guys that will be failing because the product is going to get shut down. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay? The product must be solid. Understand that. It must be solid. Okay? I had here in 4%, I had a discussion going on with an attorney, and he's like, Vic, because I was like, hey, dude, what about this? What about that? Here's the thing. We all know what's solid, what's not. Okay, make sure that the product is solid. Again, I'm going to leave it at that. You do whatever you want with this information, but don't set yourself and others for, to fail one day. Okay, the product. Then it becomes just a matter of communication, building a capture mechanism. And what I would recommend you do is you master this. Most people are not taking the time or do not take the time to really understand how to build a converting landing page for themselves. Let me tell you why this skill is really important. This is critical for marketers. Okay, if you have a store and let's say a retail store offline, right? And you have a customer walk into your store. If you're not, imagine if you would capture every customer's information. Maybe a cell phone number, right? Maybe you can communicate to them. Maybe an email. Imagine if that would be the case, right? Well, you could follow up their customer. You could follow up with the customer for forever. Same thing in your business. You have a lot of people coming to your quote unquote store, to your site. Which, by the way, retailers are going down. Everything is kind of going e-commerce right now. But capturing these, how do I go about this? Testing. Okay, the best thing that you can do is test. Okay, things like copywriting would be important. Okay, if you can learn copywriting, in 4%, we're going to be delivering some really, really great education on copywriting. But testing, don't sit around waiting for somebody to give you a done, landing page on a platter. Okay, that can be a start, but don't be afraid of investing in some of the tools. For example, in 4%, you guys know we recommend ClickFunnels. Okay, it's one of the things. We have it integrated into the multiple streams of income model, the entire ecosystem, everything, right? And so through programs like Operation 100K. By the way, how many of you guys have seen there's an episode on where I build out these these ad landing pages, right? Was that helpful for some of you guys that have seen it? Okay. Start by watching Vic Journey and webinar replays. Okay. Why in Colombia not super? Sure. Okay. So what I want to challenge everybody here, okay, is work on two things. Create like 50 different variations of landing pages. Take 3 at a time, okay, 3 at a time, and run traffic to them, and see if you can compete with yourself. You always want to compete with yourself, okay? Always want to compete with yourself, okay? Number two, this would be my advice to you, okay? Imagine if this was a blueprint for a college course, right? Or a degree that you would have to pay, I don't know, $100,000, okay, or $200,000 to learn and study, right? How would you approach this kind of information, right? I mean, you would take it really seriously, right? Now, imagine this: if this model that you see here is not rocket science, hopefully it makes sense. But if this can take you from being in poor neighborhood, okay, to rich, okay, it can take you from here to here. Would it be worth for you, for me, for everybody listening to this message, right, to master just a handful of things, just 3 things, okay? And traffic is not going to be an issue because we have phenomenal training coming out into the 4% on traffic. You will never have an issue with traffic. But capture is something that everybody on the individual level needs to understand. This is something I cannot. I can teach you traffic. I can tell you, okay, go to influencers. We can, all that stuff. Traffic is easy. It's really, really, really easy. But where majority, people like, guys, I'm going to be straight up with you. Look, most of the people that are struggling in the industry, 96.5%, okay? Forgive me for being really direct, but a lot of these guys, and I was like them, man, I can tell you this because I was like them. They're like sheep. They're desperate. I was desperate. I remember it was like yesterday. I was in a desperate position, desperate situation to where I would be like, dude, I would contact my quote unquote sponsor. I'm like, dude, just tell me where to place an ad. Like I'm desperate. I know what it's like to be there. And because of that mentality, because of that need for financial win, right? Where people falling into the gimmicky things that lead them into downward spiral. Okay? It's a big mistake. On the surface, it looks like a candy wrapper. When you eat it, poisons you, brings you down even more. Okay? So a lot of these guys are focusing on just like traffic. Where do I get traffic? No. On the individual level, you need to understand how to create high converting capture pages. And what you can do is you can model like the marketers that you see out there, the offers or the emails that you might be getting or the ads that you see out there on Facebook. Right? Instead of being like everybody else with that poor mentality, right? That keeps them poor, just kind of browsing through and just watches like entertaining themselves. You be a smart entrepreneur. Have an eye of an entrepreneur and an ear of an entrepreneur, right? Be visionary. Be somebody who is forward thinking. So when you see an ad that catches your attention, ask yourself, why did it catch my attention? Again, go just put yourself in your potential prospect's shoes. Why did that ad get your attention? What was about that ad that made you respond and click on that ad, and then you got it to, it brought you to the landing page, and then if that landing page is attractive for you, what was about it that made you click on it? So what you do is you can go to like Evernote, right? Evernote.com. I'm not sure. I think it's just an Apple product. Okay. Maria is saying, I paid for courses that showed me nothing. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what to do, guys, okay? Look, go to, I'm a Mac user, okay? So I go to programs like Evernote. I'm sure there's other ones where you can like clip certain things and create yourself a swipe file, a swipe library, okay? A library of ideas that made you take action on whatever level, okay? Whether it's an opt-in, whether it's click on the ad, whether it's whatever, right? And start building yourself a swipe file, okay? That's you. Again, forget about the rest of the people. Focus on building and changing your marketing, okay? Your marketing. This is part of the marketing is this right here, okay? This is actually your marketing, okay? When you do this right, and depending which market you're talking to or presenting, okay? The most important thing that you can do is mastering these 3 things in marketing, okay? Attract, capture, and again, this is the least important. Traffic is the least important. Capture and communicate is the most important in marketing because your ads are going to be stemming from these 2 as well, okay? And then as you do this, okay, you will naturally start to build a tribe, because what you do here, understand, most of the people in your space, you're talking about 96.5% of people failing. You know, you're at 3.5% of the people who are making it, right? And so when you get that perspective, when you have that reservoir, when you have that you know, when you have split tested, you know, 100 or 50 different landing pages, and you know, okay, this is my winner, this is my winner, this is my winner. What happens is you start to build, you know, to dig your own well of fresh water to drink out of that you can recycle. And then you can say, okay, what about that ad that worked, or that landing page that worked, right? So you'll be able to start applying this same marketing, some people call it systems, that's right? You'll start to apply this model onto other industries, okay? And so what you do is you become independent, right? Some people, you know, some people are always dependent on something to feed them. It's okay in the beginning, right? But you want to become independent as soon as possible, so that way you can start, just like my daughter was learning how to ride a bicycle, right? You know, initially those training wheels, and then eventually those training wheels must come off, and she drives by herself, right? A lot of marketers have those training wheels, metaphorically speaking, on their little bicycle, you know, when they were 5 years old, and then when they're 45, they're still, you know, driving on that or riding that bicycle with the training wheels. And it doesn't work, right? They can only go so fast, always dependent, and they're never, you know, getting to destinations they really want. So my message for you guys tonight is this, okay? Really start messing around with this, but do it strategically, okay? Do it very strategically. Understanding the model is really important, because you get yourself awareness, you get yourself perspective, okay? Understand what you're doing. Is there an exchange? Make sure that there is no, like simple things should make, you know, tons of sense, right? Understand, is there, what are the regulations, you know, with what you do, okay? The rules are changing really rapidly in this industry, because a lot of people are engaging in crappy activities that make it bad for the rest of the industry, okay? And it happens, right? Make sure that there is a real product, a real exchange of value. If there is no exchange of value, it's not going to be good. You know, it's not going to be good. Number two is really understand this right here, marketing. And then when you communicate to your people, communicate from perspective, not theory. Okay, that has been the biggest thing for me, because right now there is really no like, I don't have to prepare for 2 hours, you know, to do a webinar or to talk to somebody or to answer a question, because this is like, that's what I do, right? So whatever industry, whatever company, whatever it is that you're doing, it doesn't matter. I'm not here to, you know, to promote or talk about any one company specifically. This is applicable on just the entire global scale of you know, internet entrepreneurship. You should be able to talk on your topic, right? Stand in front of a large crowd and talk on the topic that you know, in the industry that you're a part of, with no notes. You don't need notes for that kind of stuff, because you're a doer, right? You're doing this kind of stuff. See what I'm saying? So that way you're communicating from perspective. You will easily, very, very easily start to attract the right people. Understand, most of the guys that will come into your machine over here, okay, 96.5% of them, they are preset to fail. It is my responsibility to educate them. Not a fancy, sexy word, right? Not really what most people want, but this is the right thing, okay? It's kind of like telling you to eat more apples and, you know, and broccoli and, you know, and watermelon and maybe celery and some of the good stuff, you know what I mean? Instead of like, you know, giving you a Red Bull and maybe giving you, you know, cake for breakfast, that type of thing, right? Most people would like to have cake for breakfast, but I'm telling you, it will not be good for them long term, right? And so what I will ultimately setting what I'm doing really ultimately is setting those people up for what? High blood pressure, diabetes, all the garbage they don't really want, that will eventually maybe even kill them, who knows, right? See what I'm saying? Now, here's what I want to do. When I build my tribe, that's why, you guys, I don't really care about quantity as much as quality, right? You don't really care about quantity as much as you should care about quality, because people that will resonate with what you stand for. And again, building my tribe, we have things like, obviously eStage and it's a platform, different topic for different, webinar. But your central hub where you can distribute, where you can disseminate this information is important, right? But you attract people that will resonate with your message and you build it from there, okay? Now, those people that get it, that get the result, that get a result that they want, whatever that product teaches or promotes the result to be, okay? If I can help that guy truly become independent, that guy will never leave me. That guy will always appreciate me, right? That guy will always respect what I was able to do for him for the rest of his life. He may not be like in the same, company that I'm in or whatever, doing the same thing I'm doing, but he will always be my friend. Does that make sense? You guys with me on this one? Okay. So look at my question. Okay, some of you guys have questions here. Okay, let's take a look at the questions here, and then I want to give you guys this preview. Hold on one sec. How many of you guys here are in 4%? Evernote will work for all platforms. Evernote.com work for all platforms. Okay, awesome. Vic, can you please thank Paul at office also? I can get a hold of him. Chris, he's not at the office at the moment. It's 9:20 p.m. here, bro. But I will certainly let him know, okay? Shiki boom. Okay, good. All right, let's go live. How long will it take? Okay, I want to show you guys something here in a moment, okay? Okay, a lot of you guys here in the 4%. So here's what we did. Okay, you guys, we're expanding. This is the base of the 4%. This is the basis of what we're here, what we stand for, what we do. Is to really help you become independent entrepreneur. Okay. Now understand this: you don't go from being in a poor neighborhood to a rich neighborhood just like that. Okay, it doesn't happen. Okay, you gotta do certain things. Okay, anybody that's gonna tell you you're gonna become rich tomorrow and do all that kind of stuff is just flat out lying to you. Now, here's what you can do, okay? Here's what you can do. We'll focus on 3 stages, okay? Stage number 1 is focus on getting a result, okay? Our thing is this, okay? 5 minutes, okay? We're gonna be, in 5 minutes, guys, I'm gonna show you something cool. So, getting a result should be your first stage should be is get a result, whether it's $20 commission or $100 commission or $700 commission, doesn't matter. A result in my book is a couple things. It's either here, okay, you're getting subscribers, or you're getting your first sale. This is no bigger than this in my book, okay? Because when I started out, a lot of you guys know that story, I did not have this, but I was getting this. I got my first 20 subscribers. I started to build on them by communicating to them. Okay, not gonna bore you with that story. I talk about it, 100 times. I mentioned how I built my early business or my early marketing, and I was, I did not know I did not understand this entire thing. I was just my mentor, one of the guys I was learning from, Dan Kennedy. He says, look, if you're just like everybody else in your space, if there is no difference between you and other guys that are doing the same thing you're doing, you're just like them, and you never want to be just like another fill in the blank. You never want to be just another plumber. You never want to be just another affiliate. You never want to be just another, just another guru. Like, what do you what's your deal? Like, why would these guys pay more attention to you if they're getting bombarded with 50 other marketers, pulling their attention, right? You got to work on you to build this that ultimately, and I erased it, will set you up for future stability and really set you up for future, so where you can create your success at will.